Yo, CPA Strength here with another video. Yeah, it's going to be my best video yet. Yeah, I always try to do everything better. This is going to be tax tips for so you know a little something about your tax return. This is going to be you make $400 a week, your filing status is single, and you have no dependents. So like a super simple basic thing. You're like, I don't even know what to do. Okay, I just got my W-2. It says I made $20,800. What do I do? Well, you go to irs.gov. You can find everything you need here on irs.gov. All right, poke around a little bit. Touch the buttons. What I do is I touch every single button everywhere I go, and they just reformulated this. So look, I'm looking for Form 1040. That's what you're going to file. They have a 1040A, a 1040 Easy, but it's just smaller versions. So I just do straight 1040, all 1040 for a personal tax return. This is what you're going to have to file if you're a person. So if you're listening to this, you're probably a person. I mean, I'm being sarcastic. Yes, you are. Well, look, this is the 1040 form that you would fill out. You could fill that out by hand and mail it in if you want. I mean, that's the easiest thing. Now I wanted to show you, there's also a thing called a Publication 17. And that's where you want to go to get the tax table, which I'm going to show you later in the body of the video. So yeah, this is the Pub 17, and I mean, you just know this on GP. Like, I had no idea the Pub 17 existed before I started doing tax returns, but they do a new one every single year, and it's like the Bible for taxes. I mean, it's straight from the horse's mouth from the IRS, and it's got hyperlinks to everything. So when I was bored, I would just read this thing. So I hope. All right, everybody. So here we have a 1040. This is for 2016, but what we're going to focus on could happen for any year. I just want you to know a little more than the average person about the tax returns that they file every single year. And more than most people is anything. So I'm not going to really worry about too much this top. You just put your name, social security, address on here. Now you have 5 filing statuses to choose from, and each one there's certain requirements or whatever, but we're going with the basics, because how can you do a more advanced topic if you don't know the basics? So you know I love the basics. We're sticking with the basics. So we're single. That's the filing status, because it's just me. It's just myself. That's the exemptions I have. So filing status, single. Exemptions, just myself. Just one exemption. I don't have any dependents. I don't take care of anybody. Yeah, so we have one exemption, and our filing status is single. This'll come to fruition on the second page. Now I wanted to make this basic, so I figured, hey, let's take someone who has a job, a 40-hour week job, make $10 an hour, which honestly is pretty decent. I mean, real life, I mean, I've worked for $8 an hour in my 30s. You know, and before I got a raise to $10. But anyways, that's besides the point. So if you make $400 a week on your W-2, you're going to get a W-2 for $20,800. So you look right here on line 7. You attach your Form W-2. So that's where it goes. This first little section here on the 1040 is your income. And that's all the income that we have. All the information that we need to file a tax return is going to be on your W-2. And then to know how to do it, the IRS website. So the IRS website and your W-2 is the only things you're going to need. Well, and of course to know what to do. So $20,000. This is a very basic tax return. So $20,800 is how much we made that year. Now, I'm not going to bother with any of this stuff. These are above page, front page deductions, adjust gross income. These are pretty rare. If you just had a W-2, one little job, that's all you did, very basic, you're not going to have any adjustments here. So really, adjusted gross income is mostly just gross income. So that's the same thing. That's the first page. Now, I want you to notice just the adjusted gross in AGI, adjusted gross income, is such a big number. Excuse me, I'm going to push up in my chair. Sorry about that, guys. The adjusted gross income is the bottom of the first page of the 1040, top of the second page of the same 40, same number. So it's really a huge number. You got to think it's a big number. They put it twice for a reason. All right. So now we have 20,800. We're going to subtract our deduction. Now we're not gonna itemize. We're just gonna do a standard deduction. What is it? Single, 6,300. Okay, yeah, we're single filing status. So minus 6,300 leaves us with 14,500. Exemptions. Well, how many exemptions did we have? Just one. Just me. Just you. One person. 4,050. So that leaves us with a taxable income of 10,450. And you're like, okay. So now we're going to go to that tax table in the Pub 17. Let's cut over to that. So how do we know the tax? Well, we go to the Pub 17, we go to the tax table, hyperlink over here. This is the tax table that you get. Just read it. It's line 43, your taxable income. In what filing status you are. So we're single. We have 10,450. So let's look for our. See, it has a $50, usually a range here, at least, but less than. So 2,000. No, we're 10,000. So let's go down to 10,000 here. 10,450 right here. Look at that. So 10,450 to 10,000. So that's us right here. This range, that's us right here. So we owe, what is that? $1,108. $1,108 is the tax we owe. All right, so we're back now. We figured out how to get the 1108. I think I didn't say that was the first slot, 1108. There's different ones. It's for the different filing statuses. I forgot to go over that. But just know, because really you'll be doing a tax program, or if you're a tax program, we'll probably do this for you, but you could look in the tax table. Anyways, so you owe your tax liability, you owe the government $1,108 at this point. Now these are above line credits, where your tax liability can't go lower than zero, so you can't have negative liability, so you could only zero out. Non-refundable credits is what they call those. Here's a self-employment tax. See, we've already figured everything out. We don't have that, but that's a huge one. This is 15% on the back end. This is really why I tell you to get an S-Corp. I shouldn't even have gone over that. I'm trying to make this fast. Now you're like, dude, I owe $1,108 this year. No, you don't. Look on your W-2, and it's federal withholdings. And actually, I mean, nothing's a secret here. You can look on, like I said, you make $400 a year, so your gross wages is $20,800 for the year. 52 weeks, $400 a year. But that's not what you take home, because you take home minus your taxes. Taxes being Medicare and Social Security, that's 7.65%. So if you make $400, that's about $30 coming out of your paycheck. Now, I've said that the government took out $1,108 in federal withholdings every week, which is really not going to happen in real life, but for our purposes here, because I want to show you, your tax liability is $1,108, but it depends on how much you've already given them on your federal withholdings through the whole year. That determines, your total payments, how much you've paid through the year here, and here's refundable credits. But anyways, you've paid $1,108 through the year. That's about $20 a week, minus your 30 weeks of taxes. So you bring home $350. So, you have a job for $400. You have $20 a week in federal income tax withheld, and then $30 in Social Security and Medicare. So you're taking home $350 every week. This is what it would look like come tax time. you would actually zero out, because they say, hey, you owe us, we figured everything out, and you owe us $1,108. And you're like, oh, okay, that's cool. But hey, guess what? I've given you $1,108 through the year. So I have zero. I don't owe you anything, and you don't owe me anything. So that is the tax return. This is a very basic, tutorial or whatever. I don't know if it's a tutorial. I just want you to know something about this, which, from this is my going into my 7th tax season. I realized that, well, I probably a little skewed, because I get the tax returns I do are obviously people who don't do it themselves. But it seems like people don't know anything, so they wouldn't know if I'm doing a good job on their tax return or not. Like, they don't know anything. So how they could check it is beyond me. So I would like to see you just know some of the basics, and that way, if you go by all means, if you have a simple one like this, you're single, you just have one W-2, just try it yourself. I will just try it yourself, and if that seems too daunting, go to a professional tax preparer, and but at least you can have an idea of what the tax return is going to come out to, and which is more than anybody else. And let's see, I've worked for H&R Block for something like this, for a very simple tax return. If it's your first year, they might do it for free. They might charge $40-$50 for this. Now, as a small tax preparer, which I am, I have my own business, I go through a tax software company called Pro Series, and I do a pay by return thing. So this would cost me $30 to print this out for a client. So I have to charge someone at least $30. And, so if you go to a smaller place, I would say this return could be, $75 to $100, just because they have to make some money. Anyways, gosh, I've talked way too long. Oh my God, I have some alerts from new from After Prison Show. That's my favorite YouTube channel. So I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to go. Anyways, if you have questions, please leave them down below. If you want to see me do a different scenario, trying to make videos that help people. That's what I'm trying to do here. That is my main objective in making these videos, is helping the most amount of people, because it makes me feel really good to help people. And you know what? I'm going to see you guys tomorrow. You guys have a great whatever, if you're because I have fans from across the world. Like when I upload at 8 a.m., I got this guy saying, "Oh, He watches my video before he goes to bed at midnight." So I'm like, oh my God. So whenever you're listening to this, watching this, just, man, let's enjoy this life. All right. Until tomorrow. Deuces.